Okay, it's summertime, it's zucchini season. And there are so many different things that you can do with zucchini other than just fry it. You can make breads, cakes, fritters. So today I'm going to shred this zucchini so I can get started on a recipe. You can use a box grater and cut and shred it that way, but this is so much faster and so much easier. So let me take this off, get rid of the base, and we'll get started. Okay, to make our zucchini bread, I'm going to sift our flour. Now, folks, you do this, it makes it a lot lighter, and it also gets the lumps out of the bread. They do have other types of sifters. You can pour the flour or whatnot down in them and turn a handle, but I prefer to do this. Okay, I think that's good enough. What about you? Okay, we're going to add our cinnamon to this. And folks, this takes a lot of cinnamon. Takes 4 teaspoons of cinnamon. Okay, we'll mix that up in a minute whenever we put the sugars in there. Okay. So right now we're going to set it aside and get another bowl, and we're going to add white sugar, brown sugar. Now folks, let me give you a little backstory on this. Brown sugar is simply white sugar with molasses stirred in. Okay. A lot of times I make my own, and that's what I did today. So I'll link the video on this, but it's 1 cup of sugar and 1 tablespoon of molasses. Is all it is to make a brown sugar. And this smells stronger and fresher than any brown sugar that you're going to open up out of a package. Okay. Now we're going to get our eggs. And I always like to crack my eggs into a different type of cup, container, bowl. That way I don't have to worry about getting any eggshells in my dish. Do you guys do that, or do you trust the eggs? Because even with store-bought eggs, I have cracked them before and the shells have disintegrated. I'm used to that with my homegrown eggs. Every now and then you'll get one that's just soft. The chickens don't want to eat the oyster shells. But that's a different story. Okay, so we're going to get this all mixed up and then on to the next step. Okay, I have the sugars, I have the eggs, oil, and vanilla. Now it's time to mix this together. layers there. We're going to mix the liquid into the flour. Have you folks ever made zucchini bread before? That is one thing that I love. Everybody always talks about having way too much zucchini in the summertime. Not me. There's so many different things to do with it. Okay, and last but not least, the star of the dish, our zucchini. Folks, I could use tongs for this, but I'm in my house, I'm in my kitchen, and I'm using my clean hands to prepare my food. So, I have just a tad bit over 2 cups. And we're just going to mix all this together. I do have my oven preheating to 325. I have tried several different zucchini recipes over my course of cooking, and this one right here, to me, is the best. It's not overly soggy like some of them are. I've made some zucchini breads that the whole center of them sinks, and I particularly don't like that, so I was really glad when I finally came across this one. Just going to keep mixing until all that flour is incorporated. Okay, I'm going to put some butter in my pans. Folks, I realize these are Wilton non-stick pans, but guess what? That doesn't always mean they're not going to stick. So I prefer to take about a tablespoon of butter, and I'm going to put it on the bottom and sides, because when I'm making something, I don't want to have it turn out ugly. You put all this time and effort into it, and it needs to be right. One down, one to go. You've got a loaf you can eat now. And did you know that you can freeze zucchini bread? You can freeze lots of breads. You can make it into muffins and take a muffin at a time out of the freezer. Let it defrost a little bit and pop it in your air fryer, if you so chose to do that. Okay, let me get this butter off my hands. We'll get the batter in the pans and get it in the oven. Okay, we're going to try to get this as even as we can in these 2 pans. This one needs a little more. Guys, I never get them exact. It's real life. I'm a real person, and it just is what it is. But they're not too far off. There's about a half of a loaf pan for each. Guys, I know I'm not supposed to, but I always keep the last little bit of a bowl to lick the batter. I'm not afraid of raw eggs. Shake that, pound it, gets any air bubbles out. We're going to get this in the oven for about 35 to 40 minutes or so, depending on the calibration of your oven, the thermostat, and all that good stuff. But I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. Okay, there's zucchini bread. It's just coming out of the oven. You can see it's pulled away from the edges and cracked. And there's no give and it bounces back. So folks, this is done. So I'm going to put it right here on this little rack. And I'm going to let it cool for a few minutes, probably 20 minutes or so. And then we'll take it out of the pan. Our zucchini bread has cooled down. So we'll go ahead and slice. As you can see, this is flat on the top. It has not sunk down. It is moist inside, but it's not gooey. Okay, to me that's what makes it a really, really good zucchini bread. Like I say, I've tried several different recipes and I just don't care for them. There you go. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.